It's the morning after the big Shaggers party, and today we can really feel the clock ticking down on our sailing adventure.
It's a beautiful morning, but it's kind of a sad morning. We're sitting in Blooper Bay, and we're as far north as we're going to go. So everything from this point on is south. And it's not the end of the trip, but it's certainly the middle. And yeah, working our way back home from this point on.
At the start of this adventure, Maxine and I gave ourselves 5 months to find out if the fantasy of sailing off into the sunset lived up to the reality. Now, we only have 2 months left, and we're no closer to the answer.
You could say it's the beginning of the end.
Yeah, it's the beginning of the end. Hold on, let me do that without her in it. It's the beginning of the end. I think I'm ready to go and go somewhere. Like, I feel like after 3 months, I've done the Whitsundays, and I'm quite ready to stock the boat up and go somewhere.
After 3 months of being on the boat, there is one thing I can say for sure about the cruising lifestyle. It's not as easy as you think.
Oh, God. Getting too old for this sailing stuff.
Come on.
I don't know how the old people do it, seriously. You see these 65-year-olds out here, it's so much work. You're up and down, you're climbing on things, you're crawling all over stuff. You go to bed tired and sore. You wake up tired and sore. And a little hungover sometimes. Being the pessimist that I am, I expected it to be hard. I expected sleepless nights, dragging anchors, wind and rain, and I didn't expect it to be like the brochure. And it's hardly ever like that. So yeah, it's everything I expected. You know, I expected sheer pleasure and sheer boredom, and we've had both.
Having said that, we can't even think about sailing the 1,000 nautical miles back to Sydney until the wind swings around from the south and the northerlies kick in.
I like to keep moving, you know. I mean, I'm ready for the next adventure and the next section of adventure. And I think that is us trying to get the boat home, because we've sailed around the Whitsundays and we're quite confident in that. But you got to remember, there's a big reef out there, a giant barrier reef that is keeping this calm and flat. And the moment we go south and we get outside that reef, then we're back into the real world. I mean, we've got waves, we've got swell, we've got bad weather. As soon as we start going south, all bets are off. It won't start blowing from the north for another month, so we're just gonna cruise around the islands for the next month and see what else there is.
And since we're motoring, I may as well chuck in a line, because you never know when a fish might bite.
This is where we're gonna catch a fish. We're going right over the shallow bits. So I'm putting some voodoo on the fish. Voodoo. Voodoo. Ha! Ha! I learned that from Maori. Ha! Ha! Ha!
Maori voodoo.
Maori voodoo. It helps fish bite your line. You're supposed to do some tongue stuff, but it's very unbecoming, so I won't.
Catch anything?
I couldn't catch a cold. Look at that. If I was a fish, I'd bite that thing. Oh well. Steak again.
Today we're checking out Langford Island. We've been wanting to come here for a long time, but it's always been too windy. Today's our lucky day.
There's really not much to it. A long, narrow strip of sand with a scrubby hill at one end.
So we fingered up on Langford Island, and gonna take a little walk across the, I guess that'd be considered an isthmus. The tide's coming in, so we can't stay long because all of this will actually be underwater in a little bit. And the reef is out here, nice and shallow, as you can see. And yeah, people say that you gotta be careful when you walk here and you have to wear booties, because toadfish are here. They hang out in these shallows, and they have a big, giant mouth, and they're actually strong enough to take a toe off. So what you find?
I think that's a cone shell. And they are really, really deadly. And if you get close to it, it throws out
A spike.
a spike, doesn't it?
Yes. It's one of the most poisonous things there is in the Whitsundays. If you get stung by that spike, you will die. Jeepers.
Yeah, you wouldn't take any chances with them.
Lovely. Can't wait to walk. You see one, you just don't want to step on it. Everything in this place can kill you. The sharks are the least of the worry. The irukandji jellyfish. If you run into that, you die. There's so many things that can kill you here. Right now, I die for a good margarita.
For an island with nothing on it, that was one hell of a scary place. Let's hope the next island's a bit friendlier.
A week later, we're sitting in Blooper Bay, and luckily it's completely deserted because Dan's in the mood for an interpretive dance.
It's a tropical paradise. It's a tropical paradise. Woo. Look at it. It's a tropical paradise. We have our own beach. No one's here. Got some vino. Cheers, cheers, big ears.
Cheers, babe.
While I've been doing my Tropo dance, Detective Max has spotted some tracks in the sand.
So, we've got what looks like a big lizard trail. It could be a monitor lizard.
It's a pretty big track, and he was going pretty fast along here.
Tearing across here, there was a scuffle here. A fight broke out. Look.
There's little bird tracks here. Maybe he was going after this little bird.
I don't know. It looks like a lively fight.
He might be in one of the trees. There's so much wildlife here.
Come on out, big boy.
Well, be careful. The little lizard was definitely pursuing something. I can only assume it would have been food. Now, if we were David Attenborough, we'd actually have the moment that the fight happened because we had camped here for a week and a half. But seeing how we just rolled up with a bottle of wine, we don't have the fight of the lizards. So
we've had to interpret.
we're just interpreting the lizard tracks. Look, his little lizard tracks go all the way up here.
A few minutes later, we spot our lizard in the bush, and we discover he's a giant lace monitor. Lace monitors grow as long as 2 meters and can live up to 15 years in the wild. And this one has no interest in making new friends. Later, Gator.
Next,
Starboard, right? I'm not to keep going straight. Is that what you're telling me?
we're up a creek without a paddle.
Damn!
I couldn't see that green
We're
book.
3 feet into
Hello?
the mud.